Trigonometry is a branch of mathematics dealing with relationships of the side and angle of triangles. So if we look at this triangle, we can see it's a right triangle because it has this little right angle. And again, we will always go from the right angle, draw an arrow, and that is our hypotenuse. Always. So that literally is the first thing you should do every time you get a right triangle. Now, if we look at how this is labeled, we see that this right here, BC, is the leg opposite of this is read as angle A. So what it's telling me is that we're looking at this angle that's A. So the leg adjacent to angle A is AC. Again, we're referencing angle A. So this is super important. We have to label your triangles. You have to label each side when you're working with trigonometry. So the first thing it's saying is we're finding the angle A. And what I'm going to do after I find my hypotenuse is go find the opposite side of angle A. This is your opposite. And I'm going to label that. So once you have your opposite labeled and your hypotenuse labeled, the last line, that side that you haven't, is always your adjacent. And that will be how you label your triangles. I did that because we have our example questions. Using the exact same, the exact same triangle, we're going to answer the question, how long is the side opposite of angle B? That means I identify angle B, and I'm going to draw an arrow opposite of that. And that gives me the opposite of angle B. So that number is 3. Hypotenuse never changes. It is always across from the right angle. So hypotenuse is still number 5. So where's my adjacent? It's the one that we have not labeled yet. So it is 4. So you have to be super careful because you can see that number 3, the side that's labeled 3, is adjacent to A, but it is the opposite side for B. So you have to be very careful, which is why we have to read that and label it. So once you've labeled your triangle, you then think SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. That stands for sine is the opposite over hypotenuse. Sine is the opposite leg over the hypotenuse. K is cosine equals the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And TOA is tan is the opposite over adjacent.